It is a building that first hosted football way back in 1966 as EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Oakland Raiders. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
We got three, folks.
They'll run on first down. Meredith. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
A first down run for Bell, not going to get much, maybe a couple, and it's second down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a draw play. This is Bell. And a good burst there. Gets him 7 up to midfield.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A Raider first down, 17 yards. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Got a man, it's Brown. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
They'll try the left side. Meredith. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. Hey.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. The stop was made by Jannard Avery.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Call it no gain on the dump off, and it's 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Myers' kick is good. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Let's go, let's go.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
We're outside. Mark 57. I smell fear in that
Now Bibbs, and not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. They run it with Bibbs. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And it's 3rd down.
We're outside. Mike 57. Man, I got a lady.
Back to throw, Darnold. He's going to fire one deep over the... And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A big play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
7, Raiders 3.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jannard Avery. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. On 2nd down, it's Bell. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
3rd down.
Buddy up. Mike 57 to Mike. You go night-night. Time to go night-night. Bravo. 57 to Mike. Mike 57. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Mike. Ready, go.
Operating from the gun, Marsh. And that is incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is brought in at the 21. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 41-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
This is Bibbs. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Cleveland Farrell able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland 1st down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, Meredith. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A great play there. 79 yards. And once again, the Raiders are back out in front. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Bibbs. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this.
Hey, orbit.
On 2nd down now, Whitfield. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Darnold. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Person. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He's coming.
Darnold will throw it on 3rd and 1. And he's got his man on the out route. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down.
Cleveland.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory. Down at the 33. Now a give right side. Whitfield. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. The Browns on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
We're going to start. 56. Check 56. Hey, ready? 61. Matchbox lights. Bang, 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 bang.
On 1st down, it's Darnold. Flush to his right. Looking for Crowder, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Gary Conley. And he will stop shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
That's right, baby. They don't want it. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep.
On 1st down, Meredith. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
back to the ground, this time with Bell. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Off the play fake. Marsh, he's going deep for Brown. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get one play before the 2-minute warning. They'll run on 1st down. Whitfield, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Check now.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And the lane closes quickly for Bell, and he did not make it. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Maurice Hurst breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those two hands over his head and that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
He's going to float this one deep right side. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. They'll try the left side. Whitfield. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? It's a pickup of 3 on the play, but with it, time has run out on the first half of play. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 78 yards. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, Marsh. They'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 18-yard line.
Back to throw. Marsh. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Raider, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. He's got the 1st down and more past midfield. And finally down at the 9-yard line. A big play that time for the Raiders. 54 yards on the ground. So you got the lead here in the second half. Obviously, you love big runs like that at any time. Here, you really like them.
And how about the confidence that's being exhibited by that offense now? They don't care what you're lining up doing on the defensive side. They want the big fella to carry the football and carry it often.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They come out here in the I. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
They'll try and run it in with Bell. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Don't get nervous. He's crossing. He's checking crowd. Hey, lady.
To throw is Darnold. He finds his target, Beckham. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On 2nd down and 4, Darnold, he'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They had that lead, looked pretty comfortable in the first half, maybe got a little bit overconfident because that's gone now.
Almost takes us back to being kids, doesn't it? Because I know at some point your dad did the exact same thing mine did.
Okay.
It's okay to be confident, son, but overconfident, that's not a good thing. And that's maybe what we saw here. They thought they had this thing in hand, had full control, and guess what? They've got to find a way to get back to where they were before.
You think Papa Davis and Papa Godin would get along?
I think they'd get along just fine, and you know something? They'd still be giving us advice.
Absolutely. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's a 2nd and 7. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he's taken down inside the 30.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down, Whitfield. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Now a play fake here on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
We play to win. Let's go.
25-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. They had that lead that is now gone. It is completely gone. How does that affect the psyche? Or am I reading into that too much? They should be okay still?
No, you're not reading into it too much at all. You've got to wonder what the psyche is of a team, because once you build up a lead and things are rolling pretty well, you don't expect it to change. And for it to change this dramatically, and now they're the team doing the chasing, yeah, you want to check out where they are mentally and whether or not they have it in them to come back. We'll soon find out.
Yeah, they're on their heels a bit right now. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
It's 3rd down and 4.
from the gun on third down. Marsh. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in the East Bay. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the fourth. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 35-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Second and 6. Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught at the 8. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Well, they've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you, push them deep, find some space, and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
A good run of 6 yards there. Gets them closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up. They come out here in the I. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try and sneak it here. And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Normally when you run that play on 2nd down, you don't expect to be pushed backwards. But the defense got a strong push up the middle, and he'll wind up losing ground and setting up 3rd down.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Here's Bell, and he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Le'Veon Bell, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Operating from the gun, Marsh to the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
56 is the mic.
Faking the give, Darnold. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
On 2nd down now, Whitfield, and he stopped immediately there.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring it up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. Darnold completes it. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
On first down, Whitfield. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the Raiders' 45-yard line.
56. I got him. 56 to Mike. 56.
Hey, Haywood.
Off of play action, Darnold. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Check.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And to give this time to the tailback. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They'll run it with Bell. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
Tighten up. Quick the edge. Go.
On 2nd down, Meredith. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going. Here's Bell. And a look at Bell, who remains down after that play. Appears to have gotten shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. This for the lead in the final stages. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give him the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they managed the clock exactly right.
The Browns drive about to get started. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down. Darnold now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Man, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Maurice Hurst in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. He'll look to throw. On the catch, it's Crowder. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. He's back to throw. It's caught by OBJ. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Check 43.
Back to throw. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Darnold now to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Here's Seibert for the Browns field goal. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Darnold going to lead the offense up 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. They'll look to throw. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down.
It's second down and 10.
So everything rests now on the right foot of Austin Seibert. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call.
Mike 56, Mike 56. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Hey, echo. 56 to Mike, boy. 56. Check 56. Here we go. Man, Eddie. Here we go.
Back to throw. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, Delta. 51 to Mike, boy. 51.
One last throw now for Darnold. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And they were spurred on by a strong performance.